all things Mavs.
What's up, Mavs fans? Welcome into today's show where I'm going to be breaking down all the latest Dallas Maverick news and rumors. If you're not already, follow me on Twitter at Jimmy_Crowther. But also, listen, I put a poll out just the other day about how many of you were following me on Twitter, and it was like 50% of you said no. So go follow me on Twitter at all_things_Mavs as well. What are you doing? And also, make sure you subscribe to the channel before I talk about what I'm going to talk about today, because this channel is the best place for all your coverage of the Dallas Mavericks. All you got to do is scroll on down, hit that big red subscribe button, and turn on your notifications. Now, let's start off with probably the most obvious report of all time, but we got to talk about it because other people were talking about it, and that is that the Dallas Mavericks are not, I repeat, not, one more time, not trading for James Harden. There was a rumor from a man named Scoop B. Robinson, who likes to put a lot of rumors out there that the Mavs are interested in a lot of different players, and he linked the Mavs to James Harden. Well, Marc Stein, who actually has connections to the Dallas Mavericks, basically said, there is no interest there. It's not happening. The Mavs will not be looking at James Harden. I think the biggest reason for that is because James Harden and Luka Doncic would not work out together. But another big part of that is that Kristaps Porzingis would have to be involved in a trade for James Harden. The Mavs just gave a 5-year contract to Kristaps Porzingis. We just saw him look like an all-star in the NBA bubble. And when healthy, he is a much better fit next to Luka Doncic than James Harden is. Now, Mark Cuban went on record to say, hey, he could be back sooner than you think, so don't count him out anytime soon. And let me just be very real for a second. James Harden is better than Kristaps Porzingis. Let's get that out of the way. James Harden is a better player than Kristaps Porzingis. But talent does not always outweigh your fit next to another player or really chemistry. And the way that KP and Luka get along so well plays into the chemistry. They play in together so well on the court because KP does not need the ball in his hands to be successful, and he's an elite rim protector. Meanwhile, James Harden needs the ball in his hands, much like Luka Doncic. He doesn't really know how to fit or mesh with the team chemistry-wise. There is no reason I'm ever going to trade Kristaps Porzingis for James Harden. I'm just not going to do it, and there's no reason to. I mentioned that on my Twitter. I'll mention it on Instagram as well. Follow me on both of those if you want more of my Mavs coverage and more of my takes, which apparently are correct because Marc Stein said they're not trading for Harden, and to that I say thank you because I want no part of James Harden on this Mavericks team. But I understand that there are some of you that do. So I'll ask you, pick one, Kristaps Porzingis or James Harden. Let me know in the comment section. You guys can make your voices heard. And look, I don't care what you choose, and there's no wrong answer, but the right answer is Kristaps Porzingis. That should be the right answer. That should be your answer because Harden would not fit on this team. I don't want him on this team. I don't want to ruin the chemistry. So I'm glad the Mavs aren't interested, and that's really all there is to it. Now, before I talk about some more news and rumors about your Dallas Mavericks, chatsports.com/MavsMask has got you covered with a great selection of face coverings. Chatsports.com/MavsMask. You can get 1, 2 packs of 3 or packs of 4. I think if you order them in time, you can get them by Christmas, but might be a little late now, so don't count on that. But if you want to get them afterwards for the new year, and hopefully we're not wearing them very long into the new year, but if you want to get one, chatsports.com/MavsMask. Go pick one up today and get as many as you want and as many different styles as you want as well. Let's talk more about some trades for the Dallas Mavericks, and that's Jonathan Isaac of the Orlando Magic. A guy that I would have heavy interest in if he were to become a free agent or when he becomes a free agent in 2021. The problem is, or what this is really about, is that Bleacher Report is saying the Mavs should trade for Jonathan Isaac. Well, talent-wise, sure, but this guy also just tore his ACL and his meniscus in the NBA bubble. You know who else has torn his ACL and his meniscus? Kristaps Porzingis. So we're dealing with enough people with knee injuries. I don't need another one to really worry about, but if he were to come to Dallas on the right price, I mean, he'd be pretty darn good based on his stats. Just look at those defensive numbers. 1.6 steals per game and 2.3 blocks per game, and he's not even really a center. He's more of a forward, combo forward. This would be kind of a perfect fit in Dallas. I just don't know if I would give up the assets that Bleacher Report wants to give up for him, and if you want to know what those assets are, stay tuned. I'm about to break down that trade. But before I get there, I want to ask you who you think your ideal trade candidate for the Mavs would be. Let me know in the comment section. Be interactive, and let me know in the comment section who that might be. Now, here's Bleacher Report's hypothetical trade. Jonathan Isaac goes to Dallas, straight up, for Maxi Kleber, and right there, a lot of you I know just basically turned the video off probably because you're already pissed off about Maxi getting traded. Josh Green, obviously the Mavs rookie, and then a 2025 first-round pick. Here's my problem. Jonathan Isaac can be a free agent next year. And if he's a free agent next year, Dallas should absolutely trade for him. But giving up your best defensive player right now in Maxi Kleber, maybe behind Josh Richardson, a rookie that you just took 18th overall, and the only first-round pick you have besides one in 2023 doesn't make a lot of sense to me for a guy that won't even be playing this season. Now, when you look at the lineup as a whole, it's pretty darn good defensively. I mean, you have 4 guys out there that are really elite defenders. Richardson, Dorian Finney-Smith, Porzingis as a rim protector, and Jonathan Isaac next to Luka Doncic's three-point shooting ability. Only thing I do worry about with this lineup is floor spacing. Isaac's not a great three-point shooter. Finney-Smith is solid, but we haven't seen enough to say he's a great three-point shooter. Same with Josh Richardson. I think he will be great based on his preseason play, but TBD on that one. But to be honest, if Isaac becomes a free agent, chase him. But don't trade a first-rounder and Maxi for him. I'm out on that idea. Now, if you want more updates on either social media, follow me on Twitter at all_things_Mavs. Or I realize a lot of y'all here on YouTube are big into the Instagram game. So I'm trying to step up my Instagram game, and I need you to help me by following me at all_things_Mavs. Same username on Twitter and on Instagram. Go give me a follow. Help me grow both of those social media pages. A little bit of news here to end the show. Courtney Lee has been waived. I know I haven't really talked a whole lot about him, but look, he only played one preseason game. He gets waived after his one game. Played 24 games with Dallas last year, but then got hurt before the NBA bubble. In that one game, he only played 6.3 minutes and wasn't all that great. He got burned defensively a couple times, knocked down 1 3, missed a free throw that he had a chance to make, and really they signed him so that he could prove that he can still play in the NBA, and I still think he can on the right team. I just don't think Dallas is that team, and the main reason being that I wanted Wes Iwundu to make the cut here. Iwundu was kind of on the border. He was a bit on the outside looking in, especially after missing all of training camp, but I think people were pretty disappointed with what they saw in him in preseason, but the reason for that is just the fact that, look, the reason he had disappointing preseason, is because he missed a lot of training camp due to COVID protocols. So I think he's going to be a solid addition. I think there will be some games where he comes in and really provides a nice little burst. He did that in Orlando last year, 5.8 points per game, 2.5 boards, 34% from 3. I think his three-point shot is really going to benefit from playing with Luka Doncic, just as basically everybody in the NBA that would play with Luka Doncic does. So I'm glad Wes Iwundu made the cut. Sorry about you, Courtney Lee, but I hope you land on a contender. Now, since you made it to the end of the video, I want to ask you one more question. I want you to interact with me in the comments section. Who will be the biggest surprise for the Mavs this year? Maybe it's a positive surprise, or maybe it's a negative surprise. Maybe it's Wes Iwundu. Maybe it's somebody not even on the team right now. Let me know who you got in the comment section.